Welcome to Raaonline. Today I'll be covering about lumbar spondylolisthesis. So going by history of lumbar spondylolisthesis, now listhesis is a slip of one level of a spine over the other spine. So that's known as listhesis. So how it was discovered initially was by a Belgian obstetrician who drew our attention during a labor. He used to feel anterior deformity, anterior to sacrum. So that's how it got identified initially. Followed by Killian was the one in 1854 termed the coin spondylolistheon. Now this is mentioned in Greek and later it was termed as spondylolisthesis. Now in 85 there was a series of cadaveric dissection was done to study further, and it was found that the reason for spondylolisthesis was the isthmus defect. And further on, the scientists had also proven that it is not the defect, it is the elongation of the isthmus which is the reason for the spondylolisthesis. And later in 1930, they noted that without a isthmus defect also listhesis is been occurring due to invent of X-ray that time. A lot of X-ray was taken that time, and that they found out without a pars fracture also we could see a frequency of listhesis on the higher side. In 1932 was the first classification given to spondylolisthesis, and in 76 a series of scientists had modified the classification. Now this was the first article by the obstetrician who had felt this anterior defect which you can see here after delivering a baby, where he coined the term spondylolisthesis. So understanding the spondylolisthesis, you should understand three important terms. What is listhesis? What is lysis? What is optasis? Now I'll start with lysis. So any defect in the pars interarticularis which is not leading to listhesis is called as lysis. Lysis means break. So there is a break but there is no listhesis. Whereas spondylolisthesis means the break has happened and then it has gone into listhesis. So that's called as spondylolisthesis. Now you have various grades of listhesis. The higher grade of listhesis where the body actually lies in front of the caudal body, the spinal vertebra, that's called as spondyloptasis. That's total listhesis. Now to understand the listhesis, it's very important to understand relevant anatomy regarding lumbar spine, and here you can see a superior view of L1 till L5 vertebral body. This is the body and this is the pedicle, and you can see the facet here, you can see the transverse process, you can see the spinous process here. Now obviously you can see the facet here of the inferior facet of L1 there, and as you see the pedicle size is been increased from L1 to L5, and the L5 body is huge, but the TP size of transverse process goes on reducing from L1 to L5. So that's the few characteristic of lumbar vertebra. Now here you can see the lateral view here. Now here you can see this is the pedicle, this is the body, and here you can see the superior articular facet, the inferior articular facet, and this is the pars, and here you can see the spinous process. Now the innervation of this facet joint is formed by the inferior facet of the cephaloid vertebra and the superior facet of the caudal vertebra. So that forms a facet joint. Now the idea of it is it forms a 45-degree angle with spinous process. That's the normal alignment of the facet joint, and you can see it is being supplied by a medial branch nerve which which comes directly from the exiting root, and that supplies the cephaloid as well as the caudal facet joints. So whenever a patient is presenting you with a facet joint arthritis, then you can block these nerves and reduce their symptoms. Now here you can see a spondylolysis, that is just the break, and you can see the break but there is no listhesis, and same break can be demonstrated by CT scan in the axial sections as well as in the SAT section.